Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily topic-wise news analysis where I'll be covering the news from the Hindu and Indian Express. So I'll be covering the most important news of the day, and additionally I'll be supplementing the content of the news with some relevant information that can help you in prelims and mains examination. So let's get started with the topic first. Today is 25th of March. The first is double mutant virus variant which was found in India. Second is National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2021. So this is an editorial. We'll see that editorial from other perspective of examination. Third is CBSE rolled out assessment framework. The second last topic is India Bangladesh bilateral relationship. And the last is parliamentary panel recommendations on unfair trade practices, right? Apart from all this news article and editorial, there would be some MCQs question and the end of this session so that you could practice this question, and that is going to help you in the upcoming prelims examination. And before we begin, those of you who have qualified means, now this is time for the mock interview. So Apti Plus, which is all comprehensive program where we will providing free def analysis, state-based questionnaire, free interview material, everything would be provided, and this facility is available both online and offline, so you can avail that facility. What you have to do, you have to just check the description section of this video where you can register yourself and get the benefit out of it, right? So do check the description section of this video. Now the first news, that is double mutation virus variant found in India. So it has been reported that a double mutant virus was found in India. Nowhere else in the country, across the world, it was being reported. But this was first type of the virus mutant that was found in India. So this is important for your general studies paper 2, issues related to development and management of health. And some question here and there can be important for the prelims examination. Now, according to the Union Home Ministry, Union Health Ministry जो है उन्होंने confirm किया है कि एक डबल म्यूटेंट कोरोना वायरस की पाई गई है, दैट वाज बीइंग फाउंड and it is seen only in India, nowhere across the world it has been found, right? So this is for the first time in the world that India has seen a double mutant of coronavirus, and this was officially confirmed by the Ministry of Health. Now if you talk about the establishment, it was established that this kind does not have any role to play in effectivity of making the corona more severe. So as we know that the cases are on the surge, some states like Kerala and Maharashtra are reported with number of cases, but the expert are of the opinion जो double mutant virus है, this has nothing to have, there's no say with regards to the increase in the surge of the virus because of the double mutant. But definitely we have to take a note that the double mutant virus of corona is also being reported. Now, the studies was also conducted by the genome sequencing. This is a methodology which help expert to understand the sequence of the gene. So, genome selections of the virus sample of by the consortium of 10 laboratories across the country, जहाँ पे साफ COVID-2 के जो नए consortium है, जिसको INSACOG भी कहते हैं, right? INSACOG, that revealed the presence of two mutations. The mutation पाई गई है. The first mutation is E48Q, another is L425R. This name is not important for you. Do not worry. You don't need to learn this name. You have to just remember कि वो double mutation की virus है. And in at least 200 virus sample from Maharashtra, handful from Delhi, Punjab and Gujarat. तो सारे जगह से samples collect किए गए थे और कुछ samples में double जो mutation है वो पाई गई है. Now in the days ahead, बताया गया जो INSACOG है, they have submitted the variant to the global repository called GISAID, और उनकी जो मेरिट्स है, उनको जो वेरिएंट्स ऑफ कंसर्न है उसकी एफिकेसी देखी जाएगी कि क्या ये जो वायरस, जो नई म्यूटेट वायरस है, डबल म्यूटेशन है, उसके क्या क्या एडवर्स कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस हो सकती है जो अभी वैक्सीनेशन चल रही है. Now, India has not yet conducted the studies on how the efficacy is influencing the variant, except the limited laboratory trials, right? So, trial people are also working, the expert are also working, if a new variant of mutation is there, how that gonna impact the current vaccination efficacy, right? So, efficacy को लेकर के still we do not have concrete results, but experts are working on it. Now, reduce efficacy of the vaccine. It was being said लाइक जो इंटरनेशनल स्टडीज़ है उनके मुताबिक अगर आप देखें तो जो वैक्सीन है पर्टिकुलरली फाइजर, मॉडर्ना एंड नोवैक्स, दे हैव सर्टेन वेरिएंट्स अकॉर्डिंग टू विच द इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड के मुताबिक देखें कुछ साउथ अफ्रीका में भी की गई थी। तो साउथ अफ्रीका में जो चीज़ें हुई है वहाँ पे एफिकेसी रेट HIV पेशेंट्स के साथ काफ़ी कम पाई गई थी, दैट वाज क्लोज टू 53%, एंड इन नॉर्मल कोविड पेशेंट इट वाज रिपोर्टेड अराउंड 91 to 95%, राइट। इस बीच में ये एफिकेसी देखने को मिली थी। बट जो न्यू म्यूटेशन है इंडिया में उस पर देखना होगा कि क्या एफिकेसी होती है। However, the vaccine continues to be significantly protective in spite of this, right? So, but still the efficacy of vaccine is high. If any vaccine which has the efficacy rate of above 70%, it is considered to be pretty safe and very convenient, and like it has a conclusive action against the virus. बट यहाँ पे जो एफिकेसी रेट है अप्रॉक्सीमेट मैंने आपको बताया 91 से 95 के बीच में थी. सो दिस इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी अमंग द बेस्ट. But let's see what experts have the opinion about the double mutation which was recently found in India. Now, what next can be done? The identification of the new variant does not yet imply the new public health measures. So, government ने कहा इसके लिए कोई स्पेशली कोई डेडिकेटेड हेल्थ मेजर अलग से लेने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज जो एपियोलॉजिकल और पब्लिक हेल्थ रिस्पॉन्सेज हैं उसमें सबसे पहली बात है कि जो टेस्टिंग है दैट हैज़ टू बी इंक्रीज, comprehensive tracking of the close contact of the COVID-19 patients, prompt isolation and positive cases of the contact, and treatment as per national treatment protocol by the state and union territories. So whatever guideline the government has already provided during the lockdown or the corona protocol, that has to be implemented by each states and union territory. Now separately, the genome variation studies from Kerala have revealed the presence of other mutation associated with the ability that help corona to evade neutralizing antibodies. So some some variant of the coronavirus has been found that वहाँ पे जो efficacy है antibodies की stand that high, so it can lead to other consequences of it. So still this is virus, we need time to study the basically the consequences and the efficacy of virus on the new जो न्यू वेरिएंट है म्यूटेशन की, उसमें वैक्सीन की क्या एफिकेसी रहती है, किस तरह से काम करती है. सो डेफिनेटली द एक्सपर्ट नीड सम टाइम, देन ओनली वी कैन हैव एनी कंक्लूजन, राइट. नाउ कमिंग टू द अदर news, this is basically an editorial reported in Indian Express that talks about National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2021, and this is important for your General Studies paper 2, Parliament State Legislature Functioning, Conduct of Business Privileges, right? And this is more important for your mains paper, so make sure एक analysis question आपसे पूछे जाएंगे. And this is written by Sailaja Chandra. She is a former Secretary of Government of India, and she was also the Chief Secretary of Delhi, right? So she has ample inputs about this bill. So let's see. So basically, recently the central government has introduced the Government of National Capital Delhi Amendment Bill 2021 in the Lok Sabha. And the amendment seeks to amend the National Capital Territory Act 1991. And in today's newspaper, it was reported that Rajya Sabha has passed this bill, right? तो ये भी न्यूज़ थी, बट मैंने आपको डिटेल में समझाने के लिए एडिटोरियल लिया so that you could have a comprehensive idea about this news, because this is very important. It can be asked in the mains examination as well. Now the amendment to the National Capital Territory Act 1991, ये इंट्रोड्यूस की गई थी पार्लियामेंट में विद इफेक्ट फ्रॉम जुलाई 2018 जजमेंट, जब 5 बेंच जज ने ऑलरेडी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल वैलिडिटी को लेकर के बातें कही थी. सो जो गवर्नमेंट ने अभी रिसेंट में अमेंडमेंट लाई है दैट कंसर्न्स द जजमेंट विच वाज देयर इन 2018. नाउ बिल के कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट्स हैं जहाँ पे ये किया गया, जो फंक्शन है ऑफ द लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली ऑफ दिल्ली एज वेल एज काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर, उसमें बहुत चीज़ों को रेगुलेट और कंट्रोल की गई. विल सी व्हाट इज एग्जैक्टली देयर इन द बिल. Now it aims to further define the responsibility of elected government and lieutenant governor in Delhi. Many people call it lieutenant governor, आप lieutenant भी बोल सकते हैं, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. So if you talk about the responsibility which is there for the elected government and the lieutenant governor which is there in Delhi, उन दोनों के बीच में जो power sharing है, और खास करके ये जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की बिल है that calls that the lieutenant governor would be pivotal in the state of Delhi. So, talking about the provisions of bill, according to the bill, the government means the lieutenant governor. So, this is what the controversy has arisen because the present incumbent government in Delhi belongs to Aam Aadmi Party, and the chief minister Arvind Kejriwal has quoted that this is something against the spirit of democracy, right? And he has alleged that the central government is forcefully trying to pass this type of bill. So the bill, the provisions call for that the expression of government, if you call the government, अगर आप दिल्ली में government बोलेंगे तो उसका मतलब होगा lieutenant governor, right? So this referred to any law to be made by the legislative assembly shall mean that lieutenant governor is the sole authority. Now the second is widening of discretionary power of lieutenant governor. So bill ने इस चीज को भी बहुत ब्रॉड किया है वेयर दिल्ली इज empowered to make laws, right? We have some restrictions with regards to Delhi government. We'll see that as well. किस किस चीजों पे limitations हैं. Now necessary grant and opportunity to LG. So यहाँ पे it seeks to ensure that LG is necessarily granted an opportunity to give his or her opinion on the Council of Minister that is implemented. So आप देख सकते हो कहीं ना कहीं जो पूरी चीजें हैं that is going on the LG. बट आई पर्सनली फील बीइंग दिल्ली जहाँ पे यूटी होने के अलावा यहाँ पे चीफ मिनिस्टर है तो कुछ स्टेटहुड होना चाहिए. तो जो रिप्रेजेंटेशन है पावर शेयरिंग की वो चीफ मिनिस्टर और सीएम दोनों के बीच में होनी चाहिए थी. बट लेट्स सी हाउ गवर्नमेंट इज टेकिंग. आई थिंक दिस बिल विल अगेन go into the controversy and again Supreme Court has to give some ruling. So we are not pretty sure how this is going to be acted by the present government because they have raised several concerns with regard to this bill. नाउ पावर अंडर दिल्ली लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली की बात करें तो बहुत सारी लिमिटेड पावर दी गई है. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट में द दिल्ली वाज प्रोवाइडेड विद पावर टू पास लेजिस्लेशन ऑन द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ द स्टेट एंड कंकरेंटली. जो स्टेट लिस्ट में और जो कंकरेंट लिस्ट में जो सब्जेक्ट्स हैं उन पे ही वो बिल पास कर सकते हैं एक्सेप्ट 3 थिंग्स, दैट इज पुलिस इज नॉट अंडर दिल्ली and public order and land. So these are the 3 things upon which the Delhi Legislative Assembly cannot make laws. They can only make laws on state and concurrently excepting this, right? और ये जो 3 सब्जेक्ट है दैट रिमेन अंडर द सेंटर. ये सारी प्रोविजंस जो है इसकी जो पावर है लॉ फ्रेम करने की दैट कम अंडर द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट टू बी एडमिनिस्टर्ड बाय LG of Delhi, that is Lieutenant Governor of Delhi. So bearing the case of the difference opinion arising from the LG and the Council of Minister, right? तो बहुत सारे पहले भी कंट्रोवर्सी हो चुकी है जहाँ पे चीफ मिनिस्टर और जो LG के बीच में प्रॉपर कोऑर्डिनेशन नहीं होने की वजह से the people were severely impacted. But I personally feel the present government which is there, they are working excellently fine, brilliantly they are working. They have worked a lot on the education, they are working on the household, they are working to increase the purchasing power parity of the people. So the prima facie of the government seems pretty satisfactory. But again, if you talk about the power sharing, it should be equally between the chief minister and the legislative, basically between the LG. So that is the lieutenant governor. So these are my personal opinion. You can share your opinion in the comment sections. Now, Government of National Capital Territory Delhi Act 1991. So बात की जाए अगर concurrent status की, so the Union Territory with the Legislative Assembly with outcome of 69 Amendment Act, उसके बाद इसमें 2 आर्टिकल इंसर्ट किए गए थे, दैट इज 239AA and 239BB was introduced in the constitutions. And this particular insertion called for GNCTD, that is the Government of National Capital of Delhi Act, जो कि पास की गई थी to supplement the constitutional provisions related to Assembly and Council of Ministers, right? और अगर बात करें प्रैक्टिकल पर्पस की तो जो GNCTD है दैट आउटलाइन द पावर फॉर द असेंबली, डिस्क्रिशनरी पावर फॉर द LG एंड ड्यूटीज ऑफ चीफ मिनिस्टर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू फर्निश द इंफॉर्मेशन ऑफ द लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर, राइट? सो ये सारी प्रोविजंस में 1991 के जो प्रोविजंस था उनमें चीज़ें ऑलरेडी डिमार्केटेड थी, पावर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की गई थी. बट जो नई बिल आई है 2021 में, दिस इज नॉट अंडर द स्पिरिट of the democracy, and because of which the concern has also been raised by the present government. Now coming to the other news, that is CBSE rolled out assessment framework. This is again important. So to match the standard of National Policy 2020, so CBSE has taken some important steps, and this is important for your General Studies paper 2, issues related to development and management of educations, and again important for the prelims examination as well. So the Central Board of Secondary Education, this is CBSE, they have rolled out the new assessment for class 6 to 10. यहाँ पे खास करके जो सब्जेक्ट फोकस में होगी that include English, maths and science. So for this particular subject CBSE would be collaborating with the British Council and they would be getting the assessment framework how to evaluate the students, right? तो जो नई सिस्टम है where the teacher would be trained to create questions paper and assessment methods. तो उनको टीचर्स को बताया जाएगा कि what is the correct way to assess the questions and what is the actual methodology that you need to follow. So the method aim to test the actual competency of the student. जो students की actual competency है उस subject पे उसको basically समझना, उसको देखना, उसको check करना and to reevaluate it and not to have the ability to memorize the chunks of the text. सिर्फ याद करना, only rectification is something which is not going to work in the future. So this is something CBSE is coming up with in collaboration with the British Council. So this name is again important. Now achieving the global standard, because the CBSE said that this particularly mean to achieve the global standard which is practicing across the globe. So the Ministry of Education which has changed its name, पहले ये MHRD हुआ करती थी, Ministry of Human Resources. Now it is Ministry of Education. It was aligned to the national education policies for achieving the global standard assessment. और जो British agency है that worked with the CBSE team to analyze and set up the Indian school to identify the competency basis approaches and assessment system. Now they also developed material to train teachers in new style of pedagogy, right? जो नई pedagogy है उस पे कैसे बच्चों को तैयार करनी है, किस तरह से उनको स्टडी करानी है, असेसमेंट मेथोडोलॉजी क्या होनी चाहिए, एवरीथिंग वुड बी टेकन केयर बाय द ग्लोबल स्टैंडर्ड. Now the lesson plan preparation would hold the capacity building workshops जहाँ पे 40 assessment papers डिज़ाइन किए जाएंगे, 180 master test would be there designer and 360 master training mentors would be created to create the model question bank for the students. Now implementation of the framework, if we talk about the framework, ये initially किस किस जगह पे implement होनी है. The first phase of this framework would be implemented in the selected केंद्र विद्यालय जितने भी KV हैं वहाँ पे and नवोदय विद्यालय. So they would be implementing this procedure with the CBSE school in Chandigarh and few private school, right? And after this, the government is targeting by 2024, it will gradually expand this framework to 25,000 CBSE school across the country and 1.32 lakh teachers and 2 crore students would be directly benefited from this. And India is looking with a new education policies जहाँ पे इस सारी चीज़ों को अलाइन की गई है कि जो एक्चुअल ग्लोबल प्रैक्टिसेस है वर्ल्ड वाइड उसको भी फंक्शंस किया जाए इंडिया के एजुकेशन सिस्टम में एंड वी शुड बी इनकॉर्पोरेटिंग द ऑल ग्लोबल गुड स्टैंडर्ड, राइट? And it aims to prepare student for 21st century. So this is what the framework has to call. और अपने recent देखा होगा जो दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट है उनने भी एजुकेशन पे काफ़ी काम किया and they are also having their own board. Delhi would be having their own board. So this is something which is very important. Education is a very important tool in our society which can transform the society a lot, right? So this type of initiative is again very important. Now, India-Bangladesh bilateral relationship. So, Prime Minister would be visiting Bangladesh, and this is important for your general studies paper to India and its neighborhood relation. So, mostly the question can be asked in the mains paper from analysis point of view. So, make sure आप इसको समझ लें. The Prime Minister of India is on visit to Bangladesh. और दोनों कंट्री ने ये कोशिश की है कि how they can boost their bilateral ties as multiple level. So the Prime Minister of India will visit a mazar also known as Mosallam. यहाँ पे बांगा बंधु is a place in Tungipara in Gopalganj district. So he would be visiting that particular place by 26 to 27, right? Visit to Bangladesh. और जो visit है गोपालगंज की, this is symbolically significant for the first time that any Indian leader will pay tribute to Bangla Bandhu as his grave, right? Which was earlier being neglected. Now, the upcoming visit is considered to be the milestone of India-Bangladesh relationship. Now, Bangladesh is witnessing its 50th anniversary of Liberation War, where actually India has also participated. So, Bangladesh is celebrating its 50th anniversary, And India has lent its full support to the noble cause where Indian soldiers were also sacrificed for their life. So India had already supported for the liberation war which was there in Bangladesh, and India was the first country to recognize Bangladesh in December 1971. So these are some fodder points that you can write in examination. And both countries are celebrating 50 year of establishing diplomatic ties. Now, if you talk about India-Bangladesh partnership at multilateral forum, so this is something additional information that I'm giving you. So, if you talk about Bangladesh, India thanked Bangladesh for supporting in election to the United Nations Security Council. और दोनों कंट्री ने ये अचीव करने की कोशिश की है कि जो यूएन सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल्स हैं उनमें जो रिफॉर्म है वो लाई जाए. Combating the climate change, these are the aim of both countries. Attaining the sustainable development goal is the aim of India and Bangladesh, and protecting the human right of migrants. These are the two important points that government is looking forward with Bangladesh, right? तो ये सारी चीजों पे वो काम करना चाहते हैं. Now Bangladesh will also assume the chairmanship of Indian Oceanic Rim Association जो IOAR है. इसके बारे में आप कुछ about us पढ़ लें because this can be important for the prelims examination. So Bangladesh would be chairing the IOAR in IORA in 2021. So requested the support for India for working towards the greater maritime security and safety. Because India is also looking for a blue economy of maritime safety. India के लिए काफ़ी ज़्यादा important है. तो बांग्लादेश के साथ एक healthy relationship would be definitely augmenting this maritime security and safety. Now coming to the other news, that is parliamentary panel recommendations on unfair trade practices. So this is important for your general studies paper 2, government policies and intervention for development in various sectors. So the parliament panel has given some recommendation with regard to unfair trade practices. And this is also very important for your general studies paper 4. In ethics paper, you can also be asked a question or case study. Now, a parliamentary panel has recommended that the government should offer more clear-cut definitions to what constitute the unfair trade practices. जो trade practices हैं, उसमें government को parliament panel ने कहा है कि आप clearly recommendations दे define करें कि mal practices क्या है और उसके लिए क्या-क्या penalties होनी चाहिए, right? So the panel call for the practice legal remedy to take the issues, right? And the panel has also warned कि एक predatory pricing की जा रही है market में. मैं आपको बताऊंगा predatory pricing क्या होती है. predatory pricing की जा रही है e-commerce firms के ने ये promote करना शुरू किया है, where they may result in the competition being wiped out and prove detrimental to consumer in the long run, right? So predator price होती क्या है? When you will understand that, then you will understand this point as well. So predator price एक short term strategy होती है e-commerce कंपनी के, जहाँ पे वो अपने प्राइस को बहुत ज़्यादा डिप कर देते हैं to reduce the competitions, right? जहाँ पे competitions कम हो जाए और बाद में फिर जब वो competitions कम हो जाएगी, कोई player नहीं बचेंगे, then they suddenly increase the price, right? If you want, I can quote a example which is there. Recently example अगर आप लें तो जियो का आप example ले सकते हैं, जहाँ पे जियो ने जब वो आए थे तो they were offering 99 rupees and 99 rupees में सारी चीज़ें free थी वहाँ पे, but after they have achieved, they find that the competition was less. Now they have suddenly increased the price, and the price they were offering in 399, now they are offering in 399, right? So they have increased more than 300%. So you can see how this actually works, right? So predatory pricing is a short-term strategy that is adopted by some market giants. Here आप example ले सकते हैं जियो की, with deep pocket short-term losses, जहाँ पे वो short-term losses को sustain कर पाते हैं और जितने भी अपने competitors हैं उनको ख़त्म करने के बाद they rule the market. So this is how the predator pricing is actually working in India. So because of which जो parliamentary panel है उन्होंने recommendations दी हैं regulate करने के लिए. Now recommendation by the panel has recommended fixing a cap on delivery charges levied by the e-commerce firms. और जो penal provisions है, अगर कोई violations होती है, misinformation दी जाती है, उसको लेकर के भी. And the committee noted that while e-commerce enterprises may offer benefit, the development of this segment has rendered consumer vulnerable to the new form of unfair trade practices, violation of privacy and issues of unintended grievances. तो ना तो unfair trade practices जो हो रही है उसके लिए कोई regulations हैं, violation of privacy को भी ध्यान रखना है, and issues of unattained grievances. People have been cheated a lot online, so adequately they need to have their grievances done. So government of India should be looking on each and every aspect that is recommended by the parliamentary panel. Now the committee also recommended कि there should be clear cut definitions होनी चाहिए जहाँ पे unfair trade practices को लीगल तरीके से हैंडल किया जाना चाहिए. एंड द पैनल सजेस्टेड कि जो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कंज्यूमर अफेयर है, फूड एंड पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सेड इशू अ गाइडलाइन, और यहाँ पे बहुत सारी जो मार्केट एंटिटीज हैं उन पे कैपिंग करने की जरूरत है. बिकॉज इन पीक आवर यू विल सी दे चार्ज अ लॉट. अगर एक ऊबर की एग्जांपल आप ले लें, Uber used to charge a lot during peak hour. It cost double more than the amount which is used to be there in the normal charges, right? तो surcharge पे भी बहुत ज़्यादा जो पैनल है उन्होंने recommendations दी है कंट्रोल करने की. And the ministry has also clearly defined the drip pricing where the final cost of the product is getting an additional charges, right? So these are some of the important things that has to be taken care in the mind by the government to protect the consumer rights, and the penal provisions should be there with the companies so that they do not violate these rules and regulations. Now coming to the MCQs question of the day, the first question is OSMART, recently seen in news. It aims to regulate the ocean, maritime and sustainable development, a strategic partnership with IEA to promote transparency in the jute sector, or liquidity risk management tool in the stock market. So what you have to do, you have to just choose the correct option A, B, C, D and write your answer in the comment section down below. So do participate, write your answer there. Now moving to the second question, with reference to International Energy Agency, consider the following statement. Now the World Energy Outlook report is released by IEA annually and it is not an associate member of IEA. आपको बताना है whether India is a member or not. So this is a simple and tricky question which you have to answer and write your answer in the comment section down below. So do participate, write your answer there. And if you're new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Aptly Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. And if you like this video, do not forget to give thumbs up. You can share this video with your friends so that they can additionally get benefit of it. And if you have any other concern, do let us know. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much for listening.